The Parade of Renovated Homes was underway. 17 different homes. It was the 17th annual Parade of Renovated Homes. I had the opportunity to visit a few of the homes, and one of those was a home owned by Luba and Alex Rappaport on Crescent Road. And here's how our conversation went. Thank you for letting us come into your brand new home.
You're very welcome. Nice to have you here.
Are you excited to be back in?
We are. It's wonderful.
How long do these renovations take?
About 6 months or so. We thought it would be a little bit less than that, but I mean, we added a lot to the scope of work, so it's quite reasonable.
What made you decide, let's do something with the house we already have?
We've been living in the house for 5 years since we moved here, and we always knew we wanted to do something and sort of make it more West Coast feeling, our place. And one day we just decided that was it. We're going to do it. So we met an architect who put us in touch with Graeme and discussed some ideas, and we were just inspired by some ideas that they had. Decided to go for it.
What kind of guy is Graeme to work with?
He is a very bright guy, and he really understands what can be done with the house. And some things that we did with the house now, if it hadn't been for Graeme, we probably wouldn't have, and probably would have been a different result.
What are some of your favorite aspects of your new home? What areas do you like the best?
Well, they preserve the character of the old home, and this is what's very important for us, because that's one of the reasons we didn't want to move out of here, because it was a big decision what to do, renovate or buy a new home. I couldn't replicate the same location or the yard, and we wanted to be here. So the dilemma was, was it economical, it was not economical. We decided on that renovation, and I'm very happy because it feels like an old house, but it doesn't really look like an old home. But I mean, it just still resembles what we had in mind.
What you say is so very true. It looks like our house has been here all the time, like nothing's ever been done to it. It was just a beautiful home.
Exactly. I want to add something about Graeme. Obviously, he's a professional. There's no question about it. And he's paranoid about quality. Service is another thing that he is. So you always want to know, how is the client? What does he think about what's happening on a daily basis, not just in the long term, but I mean every day he's in touch. All the people involved with him share the same view, same culture. They're all extremely caring. At the end of the day, they do more. Like, I wouldn't even bother with the little details, but they always want to make sure that we're okay. Yeah. But they're not in a way. They're extremely service oriented. I think that's what the big one. And also, Graeme will not accept sub quality. He just cannot stand that. There were instances that met our requirements. At the end of the day, we saw that was fine. Next day, we'll come in and change it. Why? We didn't understand why would we do that. It didn't meet his requirements. So that's another thing that's about his.
Let's talk about your kitchen. I'm sure all the ladies listening today want to know about the kitchen. Do you spend a lot of time in there? Do you do a lot of cooking?
Actually, you'd be surprised to know that my husband does all the cooking.
Let me ask him the question. How do you like your new kitchen, sir?
God, I can go for hours. It's just a dream kitchen, from layout to the state-of-the-art appliance. We had some sort of the first pick of all these things that we wanted, but the recommendation that these guys made was absolutely priceless. It's everything I wanted. It's all in there.
And the thing I like, too, is you go from your marvelous kitchen to the outdoors. It sort of brings the indoors out, the outdoors in.
Exactly. And that was part of the original plan, part of the reason we wanted to do this. We love spending time outdoors. And having moved from Alberta, we spent most of the year indoors. It was very cold. So here we really want to enjoy the outdoors. So having this whole integrated indoor-outdoor space is just a dream.
And you have an oven outside as well?
That was one of the first things that we built, actually, when we moved into the house. So we do a lot of cooking in it, even in the winter. But now that we have the covered patio, we could actually enjoy the cooking even when the weather is not that great.
I mean, you look like you're very, very happy with it.
We are. We just love it.
Would you go through this process again?
Yes, I'd like to. I'd like to keep a relationship with Graeme and his crew. They're just amazing people. They're professionals. They're smart. They're very creative. Oh yeah, I wouldn't hesitate. Obviously, it would require some money. I wish I could afford it, but I would like to. Absolutely, no hesitation whatsoever.
Well, the important thing is this is a real estate show, and what you've done here, if you ever decide to sell your house, is certainly going to increase the value.
Thank you. I mean, it's priceless to us, and that's the important thing. We love living here, and that's probably one of the reasons we're not going to do anything else anytime soon, because we just love where we are right now.
Well, your home, it's your oasis, it's your getaway, right?
Mm-hmm, exactly, and that's how it feels. It feels like we're coming to a sanctuary.
Well, I know it's a busy day for you, so how about if the three of us maybe just go outside for a while and sit outside and just relax and watch the other people enjoy your home?
That sounds great.
Nice talking to you, and thank you for having us.
Thank you.
It was great. Absolutely great to be there with the Rappaports in their home. And I've got Graeme on the phone. Let's have a quick word with Graeme. Graeme, good morning. How are you?
Good morning, Tom, and good morning, Sherry.
Good morning.
Well, it appears that Luba and Alex are extremely pleased with the work you and your crew have done for them, and you did a marvelous job.
I must tell you that the type of people that we get a chance to work with on their homes also makes such an impact on every one of our crew. I mean, our team always works extra hard when they have clients to work with people like Alex and Luba who are encouraging and friendly and understand that, not everything is perfect and not everything runs smoothly, but what we try and do is at the end of the day that things are all made to, like Alex talked about, up to our level of quality. And it was a great project to work on with them. And we've had so many clients like that are just fun to be with. And that's the neat thing that we enjoy about renovations, is seeing the transformation of what was into what is. And it's really exciting.
The interesting thing about this is I snuck away from Graeme last Sunday to go and have a chat with Alex and Luba. And Graeme didn't know what we were talking about. But Graeme, you should have told me off the top that it was actually Alex's kitchen.
Well, you know what? Actually, their renovation sort of stemmed out from that outdoor eating space that they had created. A lot of people have their barbecues. And Alex and Luba had that as well, but they had an outdoor fireplace oven that Alex had built out of old bricks. And that was sort of what stemmed from our conversation, sort of pulled the kitchen towards that area. And though Luba says it's Alex's kitchen, I do know that their family, because they have grown children and now coming on grandchildren, the fact is we've created this beautiful open space that, like you said, tied into the outdoors, that they can entertain not only family but a huge amount of guests. I know she's really excited about that. The first time we met, Alex made pizza out in that oven.
Wow.
So yeah, they definitely do that.
I know they're listening to the show today. Come on, invite us over. We need pizza.
And it sounds like with having that amazing communication, you can get an amazing renovation. Just having that constant contact with them, it sounds like they're just thrilled.
Graeme, we've talked about this before on the show, but I think maybe in the weeks to come we should do it again. As you know, we always have new listeners coming to the program, and maybe we could talk again about how to find a good renovator.
It's a process. I think you need to sit down with the individual you're interviewing and be willing to see them as a person, not just as a professional, and hear how are they going to interact with you. There's got to be a person that's compromising, not necessarily in terms of quality, but compromising in how they deal with you as a client. To talk to you, they're people just like you. And so you want to see if you can get along. I mean, Alex mentioned that this process was 6 months. It was actually longer than that because you have to add to that is the time in planning and design and choosing materials. So it's sort of this little mini marriage you're going to have with this individual that's going to renovate or build your home. You need to get along. And so it's important that you watch for that. It's not just about price. It's not just about what's in the contract, though those things are very important. It's about how are you going to get along during the process.
It's a mini marriage, and the consequences will last for the rest of your life. That's Graeme Hugay. He is the managing director of My House Design Build Team. If you want to go to their website to get some ideas, if you're thinking about doing some renovations or perhaps constructing a brand new home, the website is myhousedesignbuild.com. That's myhousedesignbuild.com. Or give Graeme a telephone call. He's happy to talk to you. 604-MY-HOUSE, 604-694-6873.